I used to live in a really quiet neighborhood. So quiet that you can hear every activity outside of the city. No, that's an exaggeration, but you get the point. I lived in a 2-story blue house. It was rickety, and it was very Victorian. I had a lot of friends in the neighborhood, and some enemies, but mostly friends. They were pretty close to my house, and we all used to play games in our backyards, and we used to sometimes wander in the forest and pretend we were King Arthur pulling the sword from the stone. But one time that changed. I had a good friend of mine. Her name was Loretta. Loretta was a shorter black girl that I made friends with after I went to daycare with her. And we stuck through it. And then we went to my friend James's birthday party. And again, James was on the same street, so we only had to go 3 houses down. For her it was 1, but for me it was 3. And he had the idea that we should play hide and seek in the woods. And yes, thinking back, it is the most stupid idea we have ever made in our lives. Because it cost us one. It was broad daylight. It was 68 degrees, I think. I don't know. That's not important. But I remember I was hiding behind a tree. It was a giant oak tree. And I saw Loretta go a little deeper, but not past the limits. And eventually, 15 minutes in, James found me. And the only person left was Loretta. His sister Sarah joined us to help her find him, because she was playing with us too, and she was the 6-year-old that the mother said had to play with her older brother. So he started venturing the woods, but we couldn't find her. We were practically at the edge of where our limits were, which was 4, I don't know. Well, I do remember will probably never go away, even with the medication I'm on right now. I remember calling out Loretta's name. We all did. And eventually, I called it out louder this time. It was the loudest growl I've ever heard in my life. And it was so goddamn deep. We stood still for a little bit. We didn't know what it was. James thought it was a tree, so we kept looking, but something in my stomach was telling me that this was not normal. The woods are not a normal place, and I can tell you that from experience, but this was beyond in the woods type shit. As soon as we were about to give up, James's little sister pointed out a purple shirt, and I knew whose it was. It was on top of the tree that we were really close to. I was about to grab it when suddenly that deep noise emitted, but so much louder. It was coming from the tree. I swear to God it came from the tree. As it was emitting its awful noise, we ran back to my house, and I was about to call the cops, but I looked back. I saw the tree running away. They found Loretta's remains 15 miles away. 15 miles. I went to visit the neighborhood 20 years later. Besides all the houses being demolished, I noticed something else. Where the woods were was an empty field. There was no sign of trees at all. It was just a vacant field of grass.